There's this persistent myth in the education sector that filling a classroom for NEET or UPSC is purely a reputation game.
Right. It's a comforting thought. You just rely on your past results, word of mouth.
Maybe a billboard or two.
Mm.
But the thing is, that approach is basically leaving your enrollment numbers up to chance, isn't it?
It really is. We're looking at some data today from Samyak Online, and it shows the whole game has changed.
Because the student journey doesn't start with a neighbor's recommendation anymore.
Mm.
It starts with a very specific and probably very panicked Google search.
Exactly. And that's what we're doing a deep dive into today. This material from Samyak Online, they're a digital marketing agency that focuses just on education. It's all about the shift to AI SEO and LLM SEO.
Okay, so our mission here is pretty specific. We're not just talking about ranking high on Google. We're exploring how an institute needs to act when the search engine stops being a library and starts acting more like a consultant.
That is the key distinction. We're moving from keywords to conversations.
So let's get into the mechanics. The source talks about two big concepts that sound similar but are, well, totally different. AI SEO and LLM SEO. Let's tackle AI SEO first. From what I gathered, this is about the tools you use.
Yes. Think of AI SEO as the engine room. Samyak Online makes it clear that manual keyword research is it's dead. It's too slow.
Right.
I mean, in the education market, enrollment windows for things like crash courses can be tiny, maybe 2 weeks.
So if you're doing manual A/B testing, the batch is already full or, empty by the time you get any results.
Precisely. AI SEO uses machine learning to automate all that intent mapping, competitor analysis, all in real time. It's about efficiency. But LLM SEO, now that's the strategic shift.
That was the big aha moment for me in this reading. We all know what LLMs are, large language models like ChatGPT or Gemini. But LLM SEO isn't about using ChatGPT to write your blogs. It's about optimizing your content so that ChatGPT can read it.
It's a huge pivot. I mean, traditional SEO was about matching a string of text. You type best NEET coaching, my website says best NEET coaching, and boom, we match.
But that's not how people search anymore. Now a student picks up their phone and asks, where can I find a weekend NEET crash course near me that starts in July?
And that is where the wheels fall off for most institutes. That's a conversational, complex query. If your website is just a digital brochure with generic copy, the AI, whether it's Google's AI or ChatGPT, it just skips you.
Because it doesn't understand the connection between your institute and all those specific constraints. Weekend, July, crash course.
Right. The source argues you have to restructure your content. Your FAQs, your course descriptions, they need to be direct answers to very specific questions. You aren't optimizing to be listed, you're optimizing to be the answer.
This leads us right into another term the source leans on pretty heavily. Entity-based SEO. This feels a bit technical, but it seems crucial.
It is. To an AI, a keyword is just letters. An entity, though, is a concept. Google's Knowledge Graph looks for these educational entities.
So UPSC isn't just an acronym. It's a known entity that's connected to civil services, IAS, and prelims in its database.
Correct. And Samyak Online points out that you need to clearly define your entities. Your faculty members are entities. Your facility type, offline versus hybrid, that's an entity. By tagging these correctly on your site, you're building a kind of trust layer with the search engine.
You're essentially teaching the algorithm who you are.
You're moving from we offer classes to we are an entity that provides a specific format of education for a specific exam entity. It sounds abstract, I know, but it's what allows you to show up in those rich snippets at the top of the search page.
Okay, which brings us down to the little guy, the local tuition center. They're in a tough fight against these massive aggregators, the giant directory portals that just dominate the generic rankings.
They are. I mean, you can't beat an aggregator on the term math tutor. But you can win on 10th grade CBSE math tuition near a specific landmark.
Because the aggregator is broad, but you are deep.
That's the hyper-local advantage. If you combine entity SEO, clearly stating your syllabus, your board, with that local intent, you can bypass the big directories. You become the specific answer to the near me search.
It really does seem like the era of the digital brochure website is over.
Completely. If your website is static, you're basically invisible. Modern visibility is all about data structure. It's making sure that when an AI crawls your site, it understands your value proposition instantly. Batch timings, exam focus, location.
So we're shifting from selling to answering.
That's the takeaway. The search engine is becoming an answer engine, and if you don't provide the answer, it won't recommend you.
And that leaves us with something for you to chew on.
We spend so much time trying to get our content sound by people. But as machines become the gatekeepers of that information, you have to ask yourself, are you writing for the student or are you reading for the AI that decides if the student ever sees you in the first place?
Thanks for diving in with us.